And tonight's players to watch, Shane Morris, he's been off the scoreboard the past few nights, but certainly has been excellent as of late. At one point, led the league in goals in 24, and certainly can expect that to pick up any time now. Meanwhile, for Peoria, as this one is sent on goal, Wasserchuk from center ice, played in the far corner. Justin Greenberg leads the way with 5 points in his last 5 games. Play back to center, Ben Ostrova controls for the Rivermen. 20 seconds gone in this first period of play, 10th meeting of the season between the Rivermen and the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts looking for their first victory. Vicious, and on a roll away, Frank Schumacher plays it back across the line. Ostrova knocks it back to Nick Neville. Number 25, returning member of the Rivermen, plays it up to Hageman across the line. Play to the near circle for Veith, moving on goal to the front, knocked down the front, rebound, they score! And that didn't take long, and it's Vicious making it 1-0.
Vicious here coming out early, making a really strong presence in his first few strides in the ship, throwing the body around, which is what he's known for, what he did for us. No surprise there, finding the back of the net.
I know last time Thunderbolts skated Peoria was much the same thing. They scored in the first minute. It was an onslaught in the first period. And sorry for the Thunderbolts, they're able to find a way to right the ship, especially in their own zones. Peoria has just been dominant early in games in the season series, and they have the first goal of the game. Goal less than a minute in off Vicious. And for him, that is his 12th of the season on the 3rd shot of the game. Ciro and Cavaglione held that conversation all the way back to the Evansville bench as well. And I know you faced off against Ciro last year, and that was the same night that you took on Hageman as well here in Peoria. Legendary night, may I add.
Yeah, it was a tough-fought battle there, and Ciro was a tough customer. He stepped in there after he had a big hit, so good for him. Good on him.
A giveaway for Tucker. He scores! A nightmare bounce for Storm Phaneuf. Brandon Tucker puts it home. And we're tied at 1.
That's the start we need. The boys need to bounce back, and that just shows the character right off the bat. Let's see if the next line can respond. Between
the wickets is Phaneuf trying to reach across. No dice. Tucker has his first of the year against Peoria and his 5th of the season. And he had a goal last weekend as well against Birmingham, so Tucker now starting the forechecking play, and Phaneuf not urgent enough. And we're tied at 1. Throw to line, and Frank comes up with this one. Ex-Rivermen, acquired in a trade earlier this year into the Peoria end boards. Grinberg sends it across from Patterson. Up the right side of Ryan Ciro. Across the line is Blask with him, move to center, and a hard check there. Walker taken out by Austin Frank. Neonight the other way, up the right wing across the Peoria line. Rister off of Perone and wide. Hatcher follows up on the near side corner. Neonight joining him. Back to the midpoint, off the post by Schumacher. Neonight again to the near circle, intercepted by Ciro. Chase Neonight, by the way, playing his 100th game as an Evansville Thunderbolts. It's only a big milestone for number 61. Far circle, this one sent on goal. Wasserchuk makes the save. And talk about other players that really made their mark, and not a lot of people like to talk about the players that have gone up from this level to constantly playing the ECHL. 6 players have gone to the ECHL and stuck. Ben Owen, the latest of which in Allen. You have Jake Schultz, along with Mark Pataccio, who's almost a point per game player with Wheeling in his stints. Mike Fazio has played most of the season. Robbie Hall's played the whole year in Wheeling and from the Thunderbolts. And Brandon Lubin in Kalamazoo has been there for a couple of months now. And something to really take into account is a lot of Thunderbolts have really advanced this year, whether in your case have improved greatly as the season has gone along and since last season, and players have gone so good that they've stuck in the ECHL. I'm not sure other teams have done with keeping players to the ECHL. The Thunderbolts have 6 that have stuck in the coast this year. Penalty upcoming, first one of the night. Let's see what's on. It's a hooking call at the 8:52 mark. It's going to be on Mike Gertler of the Rivermen. So Thunderbolts get the first power play. Ben Ostrova for the Rivermen. First power play goes to Evansville. 13-4 shots for Peoria. And for the Thunderbolts, special teams have not been their strong point this season, but certainly a chance to take the lead here in this one. Around the glass, off a stick, held into the point. Schumacher across to Frank. Here's side point, ex-Rivermen to the front, knocked down. Using the body there by Perone, able to play this one down. This one all the way out. That thing was sailing.
Yeah, he definitely got some weight behind that.
Now the question is, that might be a penalty on Perone. They're talking about it. Yes. Perone in the box, delay of game. I don't think I've ever seen that before. No. From one end to the other. I mean, that thing had wings. That was from an 180-footer into the netting. So it's a 5-on-3 for Evansville. And they have not had some good luck on 5-on-3s in recent games, but really a chance to end that curse here.
Yeah, huge opportunity. Definitely not been a strong suit lately. And what an odd play for Brad Perrone. Somebody who's very in control.
I mean, the angling of that was incredible. I mean, that thing was going into orbit. Frank on the near side. Thunderbolts 5-on-3 advantage. Perrone for delay of game. Morrissey to the point for Frank. As Howe sits a bit front. This shot may have got a piece of Howe and was up the pad of enough. To the point now, Austin Frank. Along the wall with Morrissey. Retreats to the blue line, looks to the front, drops it off, gets it back to himself. Left boards to center, knocked away. Frank holds the points. Lots of bodies up front, score! And the Thunderbolts lead at 2-1 on a power play goal. Frank took the shot, not sure it was deflected. And there's that 5-on-3 curse sent it there, and the Thunderbolts lead 2-1.
Yeah, an unbelievable job. Look at Howie up there, a little bit above the paint, and doing a great job screening. Unbelievable shot by Frank, picking his corner and keeping it on the ice.
You know, I was actually talking before the game as I was cutting up game film early in the season against Huntsville. He had a similar power play goal, and there was two bodies in front screening Phaneuf. He didn't see that at all until it was in the back of the net. So a power play goal for Austin Frank. Power play continues. It's 5-on-4 once again, third of the season for Frank. From his own line, tipped in the zone, real vicious. As Peoria's goal on this one, back at the 32-second mark. So we hit the last minute of the play in period one. Shane Morrissey has an assist on the go-ahead goal from Austin Frank. Trumbley, little move to hold the red line, places one off a skate. Here's Morrissey into the zone, one-on-one. Makes a move and shoots, he scores! A supreme snipe, Shane Morrissey's 25th of the year, and it's 3-1 Evansville. And for a nice change of pace, it's Evansville scoring in the final minute of a period.
It's you know what? It's funny when you come together and start playing like this. Everyone's following the system. They're playing it to a T. They're listening to coach. We know exactly what Peoria is going to do. They do the same thing every time. They stick to their systems night in, night out. And you know what? We found a counter to it finally. And
that's about a 500-pound weight off the back of Shane Morrissey as he gets his 25th of the season between the legs of Phaneuf. Got to wonder if he'll be back for the second period. 3-1 Evansville. Morrissey's goal past the 19-minute mark. 3-1 Evansville the score. The far glass kept in. Wyatt Trumbley gets the assist on the goal, and for Trumbley, his first pro point in his fifth game, so congratulations to Wyatt Trumbley as well. What a period for Evansville. They lead it 3-1 after 20.
Yeah, definitely. What a period here. The boys coming out, showing a little bit of fire, showing a little bit of aggression, and sticking to the systems. Executing very well.
Final shots and goals, 17-10. Three goals on 10 shots. Storming up that third one. Definitely not happy himself after that one. So certainly it'll be interesting to see if he starts the second period for Peoria. We know Jean-Guy Trudel likes to play the musical goaltenders. So I can see a goaltending change between periods there. Once again, shots and goals, 17-10. Doubles goals. They lead 3-1 up the first goal for Brandon Tucker, then Austin Frank in the power play. Shane Morrissey, the latest goal past the 19-minute mark, makes it 3-1. Rulovicius scoring the opening goal back in the first minute. Once again, 3-1 the score. We're going to go ahead and go to timeout here. Only back to recap the first period of play, so let's take a look around the SPHL after this. 3-1 Evansville after 20 minutes. Back in a few. Off the draw, it's back to the point. Peoria controlling Escoba. Good intercept there, battling away, but Clapton lost it to 0. Right hash marks off the glass on that shot. Neville far wall, played away by Hatcher. Trumbley. That's taken back by Sikart, the line. So also gloved on net and in. No goal, immediately waved off. And the right call made immediately. No hesitation. Merrick Krauser off the glove and in. And not sure why Agaman didn't really argue this one. It was clear as day off the glove and in. As referee Wes McCauley would say, you can't do that.
Good play there, Pexy. You definitely know your stuff, and he is right. You cannot do that. So Sikart arguing as well. He was trying a little mind games possibly.
And is indeed continually waved off in the second review. It can't go off your hand and in unless it's redirected. You can't bat it with your glove and in. That's why no goal. So again, for the Thunderbolts, they kind of lucked out there. So it was another defensive zone turnover that led to that chance. Explanations given to the coaches, and Not surprisingly, no protests from the Peoria bench besides Hageman. Did his best to sell it, but no nice there. And Krasjuk props to him in the right place, right time to make that call. No hesitation whatsoever did it by the Bucks. So it remains 3-1 Evansville. Yes, this one's nearly carried in. Good block of the line by Neuenijk. I don't know what's got a change going. Frank and Schumacher on defense. The all Frank defenseman.
Haha, my man.
To be frank.
Wow.
Peoria with Tucker and Donahue up front. It's been a defensive pairing that head coach Moran has really favored in recent weeks. As around the boards it goes. Frank on the tie-up. Beath. Cross now, Neville, far circle. To the front, deflected, Ostruck, helmet to the lane, it's on the line, and in. They score. And you know Peoria wasn't going to quit. It's Bo Walker getting the goal, I believe, to make it 3-2.
Yeah, you know what? That's an odd bounce off Ostie's head there, and I believe rolled backwards.
It should be Walker's goal, be his 8th of the season, and striking against his former team. So the Rivermen get a goal back. It's a one-goal hockey game with 3:27 to go, which makes the last 3:27 ever more important for Evansville. Neville is the primary assist, puck down low in the Peoria zone. Austin Beath the secondary assist. Frank across off a Peoria skate. Austin Frank, almost a little offensive pressure here. Trying to restore the 2-goal lead. Donnie, the wraparound saved by Klein. They score! It found its way in. And the Thunderbolts' 2-goal lead is restored.
This is, you know what? Uncharacteristic of my teammates, but they, you know, responded very quickly. Generally, it takes us a minute to get the wheels back under us, but the boys look reinvigorated and new life breathed into the organization with all these new college guys. They respond quickly, and that's exactly what you need in this situation.
Just like Tucker's goal, right after the first goal of the game, Donahue's goal silences the crowd here, and that's a huge response goal. Evansville has the 2-goal lead still with 3:04 to go. It's 4-2 Evansville, and for Donahue on the wraparound, his 14th of the season. Time of that goal will be 16:58 away for the assists. Peoria will get one. Icing called on Peoria. Penalties over, 5 seconds left in the period. One last chance, Kales will cross corner, dump it to the near side. That'll do it. Both sides exchange a goal. Thunderbolts assert the 2-goal lead late. And they have a 4-2 lead through 40 minutes.
Well done by the boys here. The Bolts are rolling, and that 2-goal lead is going to prove to be huge in this third period, especially coming off the road.
And hopefully it doesn't go the way it did last year, because multiple times last year, Thunderbolts had a 2-goal lead going to the third, only for it to evaporate. So defensively, they're going to have to remain strong, no doubt. Yeah,
big period for Ostapachuk, and the boys need to stay structurally sound, get the puck deep, and get the puck out of our zone.
It'll be a big third period for Evansville. 34-15 Peoria, the shots in the game so far. That is 17 shots for Peoria in the period, and 5 for Evansville. Both sides, again, exchange 1 goal in the period. And we would be going to commercial break, but we've got a little bit of presentation going on the ice. I believe we got a swearing-in ceremony on the ice. And so normally go to commercial break, but we're going to stay on for this. So we're going to send downstairs now and let you listen in. Once again, 4-2 Evansville, your score through 2 periods of play. What he said.
You know
5:16 gone here. You were saying, Nick?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off
you're
there, Bexy. No, Peoria trying to play the 7th man here right now. The crowd's definitely getting into it. The horns are loud. The boys are going. And you know what? The best thing to do that is silence the crowd. Let's see if the boys can put one in the net and put this away a little bit.
It's only make our jobs a little easier.
Oh, yeah.
Greenberg wins the defensive zone faceoff for Peoria once again past the 5-minute mark of the third period. Thunderbolts still with a 4-2 lead. 1 power play, no shots on it for Evansville earlier on. Nonetheless, some time off the clock. Greenberg up the left side into the Evansville zone. Drops it back. Clapton intercepts. Now with Neuenijk 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. Clapton far wing. Plays it deep for Neuenijk. Patterson ahead of him. Around the far corner. Held in the near point. Campbell. Played into the corner. Neuenijk. Ducks away from Patterson. Grinbergs moves in. Moves it up for Walker coming out with it. Had a goal that made it a 1-goal game back in the second period. Had the penalty to start the period as well. Walker into the zone. Hatcher meets up with him. It would work in deep, picked off by TJ Roche at the 6-minute mark. Neuenijk. Cross the line, Clapton off his stick, picked back by a Stroba to Neville. McNeville up through center. With a lane into the zone. Hands off, Kalis near wall. Blind up, that one off the glass. And that one caroms all the way out, so that'll be back to the Peoria zone. No icing. Again, really what he said.
Yeah.
Ryan Ciro. Reminds me of Captain Caveman. Haggin up the far side into the zone. Poked off short of the line. Brandon Tucker.
Great hair, great play.
Kind of has that Mike Ricci look going to him.
Oh, yeah.
1:04 to go now in the power play. 10:40 left in regulation. Grinberg's up the left side for Blasco. Blasco connecting Walker in all alone. Here's Walker in on net. He scores. It was only a matter of time. Walker, a power play goal, his second of the game. It's 4-3.
Bo having a big night tonight. Good for him, you know, against a former team. As a player, you always want to have a big night against your former team. But that was a wow. That's a hard goal to eat, especially at the halfway mark of the period almost. But the boys look to bounce back here for sure.
Next goal is going to be crucial if there is one. You're going to be almost certain that there will be another one on either side. Let's see if the Thunderbolts can respond to this one as well. Power play goal for Walker's second of the game to make it 4-3. Should pass to Sicard. Across the line. Cross corner dump. Drops down. Blasco. Cross. Kalis. Far circle. Save Ostapchuk. Back to the far side. Held in. Blasco. Against Tyler Howell. Throws the check. By Trumley. Forces the play. Now and one of the Rivermen players meet up. Howell trying to pin the puck to the boards and force a whistle. Play continues. Both sides jamming away. Tremblay throws a check. Puck still on the boards. What play by Howe there? And this one's cleared out. That's a huge play from Tyler Howe.
Kalis here getting into it. Oh,
we got something going on front of the benches. Kalis involved with Peoria. Sicard's in the middle. Got to watch out here for Condensed getting the last 5 minutes. It's an automatic suspension. That's for both teams. Caglianone and Neville away from the crowd. Looks like they're going to go. And everybody gets it again. Hatcher throws a shot. Trumley looking for a partner. Salzul getting ushered to the Evansville penalty box here with 3:48 to go. Let's see how this matches up. So we're definitely going to get some penalties here. Caglianone and Hageman with the lines in between. Both players helmetless. The linesmen finally get things sorted away. The kiss blown from Hageman. Caglianone to the box. Hageman to the box.
Hagman here playing his usual rat roll. Caglianone, hair's looking great after that fresh lineup he got on Thursday. But you know what? Tempers flare a little bit here. The boys aren't going to go down without a fight. No surprise, however, Tyler Howell left the ice just prior to that.
So let's see how the penalties emerge out of this. Nothing on the board yet. So we see it again on the Jumbotron if you're watching on SBHL Live. And I didn't really see the start of that. Not sure if it was Kalis or Hageman starting for Peoria or what happened with that. Not sure if you saw anything out of that, Nick.
You know, there was words exchanged. Hagman was definitely letting Caglianone know that he wasn't too thrilled with what was going on, and I believe he threw his gloves first, and then Cags came back with his own response. Hagman's on his way out. Yep.
All right, so may have gotten some 10-minute misconducts out of this.
Probably going to get a piece of cheese after his rat move there. Hagman getting shown the door early.
It's a role he embraces and a role he definitely performs to a T. All right, so Sicard got 2 minutes for rough, and Kalis got the 5 minutes for spearing in a game misconduct. So good chance that Kalis is suspended for tomorrow. No doubt that'll get reviewed overnight. And for Evansville, Eric Salzul got 2 and a 10. And I believe Caglianone got... No, they repeated it, so I'll have to try to find that again. Nonetheless, it equates to an Evansville power play. Brandon Tucker's going to come over to serve for Caglianone. And so players will have to go over to serve on the Peoria side as Sicard will make his way to the penalty box.
Interesting penalties handed out there. Not entirely sure how they came to that conclusion, but you know what? Better eyes down on the ice than up here in the booth.
Absolutely, and you know what? Thunderbolts will not complain. This will put them on the power play for the rest of regulation for effect. 1:40 to go in regulation. Again, Thunderbolts lead 4-3 and on the major power play. That one hits the linesman. Walker and Roche. Roche throws a check. That'll be a penalty on Roche. As he caught Walker from behind. That'll be a cross check on Roche at 18:29, and that'll even things up. This will be the longest minute and 2 seconds for Roche in the box. Very own Blasco, excuse me. Not to be confused with CJ Blasco for the Thunderbolts on IR. Walker, right point. His shot, scores! And he gets the hat trick to tie up at 4.
What a night for Bo Walker here. Definitely a huge moment. Hat trick against your former team. A big goal in a big situation. In a young career like this is what you could always hope for.
They've done it time and time again, and once again Peoria finds a way to come back from a 2-goal deficit in the third against Evansville. 4 aside with 55.5 to go in regulation. Klein back in the nets. Walker's third of the game, 10th of the season. That will not count as a power play goal, but it might as well be.
That's a tough pill to swallow. 55.5 seconds left here. Cleaning up some little bit of debris on the ice for the hat trick. Let's see how the boys respond.
Well, at the very least, with the delay with the hat trick, they get a time to drop the game plan here. Klein back on the bench, so it's back on the ice, so it's 4-on-4 once again around our regulation. And off the draw, Halfin on the turnaround shot, that'll do it. For regulation, both sides get a point, and Peoria clinches first place in the league. These two teams will go to overtime once again. Thunderbolts overtime record 3-5 in overtime, 1-0 in the shootouts. And going back, Thunderbolts' last win in overtime was March 8th in Quad City. Joseph Mitzi had the goal. Last loss was February 20th against Pensacola. Last win with the Thunderbolt in the lineup was February 9th in Huntsville. Shane Morrissey had that goal. He also had a shootout winning goal earlier on in the season as well. Going back to Peoria, last two games they've gone overtime is March 15th and 16th in Birmingham. They lost both those in a shootout. They have not won a game in overtime since February 23rd in Roanoke. They win the face-off. Campbell moving to center. His shot wide of Klein. Back to 4-on-4 now. Peoria kills off the major. And tying up in the process. Here's the lead now, far side. Makes a move. He shoots. Big save, awesome chug off Walker. Looking for 4.
Big stop by Chucky there. Shot right into the chest. An easy stop, but a stop nonetheless.
3:33 now left in the overtime period until someone scores. We now go back to 3-on-3. Schumacher with Morrissey and Donahue. Schumacher now Morrissey up the right side. Schumacher heads to the net. Morrissey to center. Shot blocked off. Now it stays in play. Morrissey didn't know where it was. Trying to play back. Here's a chance for Walker. Donahue trying to come back, team it up. Walker in, one-on-one. Puts on the spin spike. Hand up for Greenberg. Up the post. And we play on. Schumacher the other way now with a 2-on-1 chance. Morrissey now 2-on-2 up the left side. Winds it up. That one's off the glass. It's a stanchion. What chaos. Greenberg drops it back. 1:40 to go. Waiting for a scrub onside. Offside.
Bo Walker having a career night tonight. This guy is on fire. Definitely a lethal person with a puck on his stick right now. Somebody to watch out for in the last minute 39.
Walker, the man on a mission tonight. 3 goals and looking for his 4th to end it. And we're going to a shootout. High noon here in Peoria. And Blasco through center on Braden Ostapchuk to start the shootout. Save Ostapchuk. The man who had the shootout winner and the last time they won in a shootout is stopped there. Shane Morrissey, 1 goal tonight, his 25th of the season. He'll get his chance on Stephen Klein. 1 goal, 1 assist for him tonight. Here he comes on Stephen Klein. Save by Klein. Scoreless through one. Dennis Sakar. If he scores, the roof's going to get blown off this place.
We've said it before, the guy can do it all. Let's see what he goes with here.
Here he comes on Osipchuk, start of the second round. He misses high and wide. Chase Neuenike nearly had a breakaway towards the end of overtime. He will have a breakaway here in the bottom of the seconds. Here he comes on Stephen Klein. Sent us wide as it was poke checked by Klein. Through 2 rounds were scoreless.
I would have loved to see Tyler Howe follow up behind Dennis Sicard. A true show of guys that can do it all.
Here's Justin Greenberg. He's been a weapon against Evansville. In on Osipchuk. And he makes the save. Osipchuk. Nearly between the legs and in, and the snowy ice may have saved it.
Chucky very aggressive on these breakaway attempts tonight.
Here's Colin Clapton, one of the recent additions to the Thunderbolts squad. In on Klein. Save by Klein to stay with him. Now Ben Escobar, the defenseman up for Peoria. Top of the 4th round. Now he's in on Osipchuk. His slap shot, save Osipchuk. Like to know that myself. Scott Donahue had a wraparound goal tonight. Bottom of the 4th. In on Klein. Save by Klein. Got it that time. And now it's sudden death.
Bo Walker here, back up. Huge night, huge situation. Can he be the difference maker?
Here's Walker in on Osipchuk. He's got 3 tonight. Looking to be the shootout hero. Off the iron. And now the Thunderbolts a chance to win it. Nathan Ferrio, Lido himself.
I believe a simple shot here is going to be the key. Let's see what Ferry goes with.
Ferrio for the win. Save by Klein. We play on. Top of the 6th round. Farthest these 2 teams have ever gone in a shootout. Walker again hit the crossbar moments ago. Starts up the near side in on Osipchuk. Osipchuk makes the save. Chase Neuenike again. He has a chance to end it.
I think Newey's going to be smart here. I think he's going to go with the low blocker shot.
Here comes Neuenike. Second attempt on Klein. Off the post, he had him beat but couldn't put it in. Top of the 7th.
What an exciting place for this game to go here.
Rilovich, CX Thunderbolts. 1 tonight for him. In on Osipchuk. Save Osipchuk, who waited him out. And the poke check. Shane Morrissey has a chance to be the shootout hero. 1 goal, 1 assist tonight. 25 goals in the year. Bottom of the 7th round. Visit lucky number 7. In on Klein. Scores! Thunderbolts win!
Look at the boys go here. A big celebration. Well earned and well achieved by Osipchuk and the rest of the team.
Morrissey, the shootout winner in the bottom of the 7th round. And the Thunderbolts get their first win of the year against Peoria. Their first win against Peoria since March 1st of last season. And win number 12 of the season. Nonetheless, it's a win for Peoria and the fact that they're now the regular season champions of the league. They'll have home ice in the playoffs. It's a win on both sides.
I believe the boys earned 2 points tonight, and that'll put us past the record.
That's, yes. Well, it ties in points. Got past in the wins. Just see 1 more point. That is a reference to the worst record in league history. Thunderbolts are now past Huntsville 14-15 in wins, now tied in points. They have 3 games to do it, 2 against Quad City, 1 tomorrow night. Braden Osipchuk, no doubt, will be one of the 3 stars. At least he should be. 40 saves on 44 shots, stopped all 7 in the shootouts. Shane Morrissey, 2 goals, including the shootout winner, and an assist, should be another star. And I believe Bo Walker will probably be the first star of the game nonetheless. That's my prediction.
What a moment there shared by Chucky and their goalie, talking to each other after a tough shootout situation. I couldn't imagine being in either one of their shoes, the game on their head.
Let's go downstairs to the 3 stars now.